Hi, I'm Steven Hoepfner. I'm here today at the Goody Patch in Goodwood, and we're going to be talking about pruning fruit trees. So, as far as maintaining tools go, we really want to make sure that blade is nice and sharp. If you're cutting through a piece of timber, especially if it's like if it's dead, it takes more force and you want a nice sharp edge on your blade. You don't want to cut through anything too big if it's dead, because you can actually take the edge off the blade and then you have to resharpen. So I always find it's just easy to use a nice big pair of loppers, something that's designed for heavy duty, to cut up any dead stuff, even if it's small. But as far as sharpening your secateurs goes, my preferred method is to hold it steady on a surface, and then with a diamond hone or a stone, what I want to do is, where the bevel is, all I want to do is run the diamond hone across that bevel, and I'll shine it up a little bit. On this case, in this scenario here, I'm shining it up on the top of the bevel. I want the shine to be right across that bevel, and I can see I'm getting the angle right now, so I'm just tilting it backwards and forwards. I can see that I'm getting that shine up, and just very lightly angle it a bit more, bringing it around. I'm hardly putting any pressure on it at all. What I'm doing is I'm taking the thinnest layer of steel off of that blade, and that's what's giving me the new edge on the tip there. I do this every time I prune. So I'm at Goodwood, the Goody Patch at the moment, and so I'll just do this once at the beginning of the day. If I feel that I'm losing the edge, then I'll stop and sharpen it later on. But usually it's enough for one pruning session. We'll be cutting probably 6 or 7 trees here. So now, I don't know if one of you want to get a close-up of this bevel edge.
Yeah, I'm pretty close.
So I've saved the back here where it's quite dark. You can see that shine coming right up there. Just like that. And then the next most important thing is a little bit of lubrication. And all you do is spray it on the back of the blade here, just a touch. And that'll run down into that joint there where the two surfaces roll across each other. And if you do that, eventually all that oil will get over all the other metal bits and it won't rust. But having the lubrication in there makes all the difference to the use of the tool. And then the next thing I like to do, and it's difficult with these secateurs because they've got this fancy locking mechanism. Luckily it doesn't have to be done very often, but on a normal pair of secateurs sometimes they can actually be jammed tight, and that's because this nut is too tight. So like the locking mechanism isn't engaged, but they're just not opening up. So what I do is I just hold one handle, and then with a spanner I just move that back until it springs open itself. It's just started to open a little bit. Now that's still binding a little bit. Perhaps if I put just a squirt of lubrication on there and work that in, it'll open up. It's close, but no cigar. Maybe, no, just a little bit more. So if I close it up again, yep, it's just holding. Still a little bit more. I'm gonna have to edit this. So I might have broken it. There we go. Now it's got all the movement. There's no resistance, but there's not any play in the two halves of the secateurs, and that's what you want. You don't want it to splay open while you're cutting, because then you damage the secateurs and you damage the plant that you're cutting.